Hey guys, J.A. Penny here from CamWatchCo, Josh. Today I just wanted to do a quick video on 4 different dive watches at 4 different price points because I just haven't had them all in my collection at one point in time. The first watch I wanted to talk about is briefly is the Seiko Mini Turtle. This is a really great watch, has a good automatic Japanese movement, nothing fancy, but 200 meters water resistance, nice blue dial. I believe this watch, the Mini Turtle, is a little bit smaller than the actual Turtle by a couple millimeters. It wears very nice on a smaller wrist. Was released, I believe, a couple years ago. And beautiful blue dial, as mentioned. And the price point on this watch, I'll tell you guys right now, I was on vacation recently and walked into just a Seiko authorized dealer in a mall, and I was able to negotiate a price of $475, taxes included, on this watch. And I see them selling pre-owned for $450. So it's kind of crazy how, these entry-level Seiko watches, great watches for the price, and if you want to buy something new and never lose a dollar on them, if you're able to negotiate, 20% off or something at the list price at an authorized dealer, you're never going to lose any money on them. So it's kind of a crazy value proposition on some of these Seiko watches. Same with the Seiko Prospex entry-level watches for around the $1,000 price point. You're just never going to lose any money on them unless you beat the crap out of them or something and then try and sell them. But overall, yeah, great watches. Keeps good time. Nice rubber strap. I think you can order strap code bracelets for them for about $150, and those bracelets are excellent as well. And that's the first watch I wanted to mention. The second watch here, just let me get it down if I can, is the Oris, here we go, Oris Aquis. I'm going to undo the bracelet here. And this watch, this Oris Aquis, is from 2015, pre-2017 update. So with the 2017 update, I believe they put a ceramic bezel on the watch. And that's about it. They may have changed, they did make some minor changes to the case. They reduced the size of the crown guard slightly. They made the bracelet a little bit more streamlined and less thick. But other than the ceramic insert and minor changes to the case, it's unchanged. It has the same Stellita movement in the back there that it always had with the new update. Stellita is basically a company that makes clones of ETA movements. So it's basically an ETA movement, but kind of like an ETA movement clone company, which is kind of an interesting business model and interesting how it works as a business, but it makes sense. I mean, ETA has patents in some ways these guys, I assume, get around that and make basically a clone of their movements, and they're extremely reliable, as you would expect the ETA movements to be. And they do show it off in a nice case back. I'm a kind of person that doesn't think sapphire display case backs are necessary unless you have something that needs to be shown off. This isn't particularly nicely finished, but I can understand entirely how some people who, are new getting into watches or just like to see occasionally their watch ticking, they might greatly appreciate being able to show this to their friends or to look at it themselves occasionally. And I think it is a nice touch, and I don't think it detracts from the watch in any way. And while the Seiko is a great buy brand new, this watch is my pick for the best pre-owned value of any dive watch on the market right now. I think they're around 2,600, 2,700 Canadian plus taxes currently for the price. And even if you're able to get 25% discount off, you're still going to pay around $2,300 taxes in. This watch is the previous version, so I picked this up pre-owned on the bracelet with a nice blue dial from 2015 in fairly excellent condition for 1,000 Canadian dollars. And it's such a robust watch. The bracelet feels extremely sturdy. The watch itself feels extremely sturdy. And for $1,000, you're not going to get better for a dive watch pre-owned. I don't think there's any watch at that price point in a diver that can compete with this even by a long shot. Like, it feels like a $2,000 or $3,000 watch. Now, if you're talking about the newer version that was released post 2017 with the ceramic insert, I'm thinking you're going to end up paying around $1,500, $1,600, $1,700 pre-owned, just because of the update, slightly modified case and bracelet and ceramic insert. And I don't think that's a big upgrade, personally. Same movement, same pretty much everything else, and what if the ceramic insert really appeals you to you that much, sure, go for it, pay the premium. But I mean, you're going to pay, you know, an extra $500, $600, $700 pre-owned for basically just an insert upgrade. For $1,000 even, you can pick these guys up. I think this is the nicest variation with the blue dial and then the bracelet. And I'll just pop it on the wrist here so you can see. You can see how, you know, how well these watches fit and how sturdy they look. The bracelet is extremely sturdy. It's got a nice milled out clasp. You know, it's a nice solid piece of metal there on the clasp. You know, it's even got a diver's extension here. You know, how often do you see that on watches at this price, right? Diver's extension, nice fully milled out clasp. $1,000 pre-owned. You're never gonna, Canadian, and you're never gonna get any value close to that for a pre-owned watch and a diver, in my opinion. Yeah, okay, let's move on. Number 3. So we had the Seiko coming in about $500, $400 pre-owned, $450, $475. Then we have the Oris at about $1,000 pre-owned. Now we're going to bump it up to the Omega, the new Omega 2018 Seamaster here. Another amazing watch, which was completely redesigned this year. 2018, completely redesigned last year, sorry. All new, everything on this watch. They bumped the size of the watch up by 1 millimeter, which meant they had to redo the case entirely. They had to redo the bracelet, the insert, ceramic insert. They redid the dial hands. The whole shebang is brand new. We've got ceramic insert. We've got the first time ever ceramic dial on this Seamaster. Previously, there's never been a ceramic dial. I believe the ceramic insert may be a first. I'm not 100% sure on that, actually. It may not be the first time ceramic insert. All new bracelet, all new clasp. We have, first time ever on the Seamaster 300, we have a diver's extension with micro adjust. And we've got this Meta's certified movement here. First time ever for open display back on a Seamaster. First time ever for Meta's certified coaxial movement in a Seamaster. Huge upgrades all around. They just decided to put the best technology Omega has into this Seamaster watch. And it's just an amazing watch that, in my opinion, can compete with the Rolex Submariner now at a fraction of the cost. Meta certified movement, timed in an extra position for reliability. I believe COSC certification puts it at -2 +6 seconds, and Meta's is -0 +5 seconds. So, even better certification. I know Rolex does their own in-house certification to -2 +2, which is, arguably similar or on the same level as the Metas. But, beautiful in-house movement. Probably, this is the only watch out of the 4 watches that has an in-house movement, a fully in-house movement, in my opinion. The Seiko, I guess you might be able, I'm not 100% sure on the Seiko movement. I know it is one of the less expensive Seiko calibers that may be considered in-house. I'd have to do some more research on that. But the Oris with the Sellita movement, basically the ETA clone. And this Omega has the in-house, the coaxial movement designed specifically for them with the Meta certification. And, this is my pick for movement quality. I'd probably go with the Omega. And, bang per buck, you're getting a lot of value in this new Seamaster for around, $6,000, around that price point. You're getting the all-ceramic dial insert. You're getting the new bracelet, the new movement, the display back. It's a great watch. Very, very sturdy. I think they did an excellent job when they redesigned these watches, for sure. And last but not least, we're going to go with our highest price point here. We're going to go with the Blancpain 50 Fathoms. Retail price on this watch is about 17,000 Canadian dollars. You can get them pre-owned for 12 or 13,000 Canadian in excellent condition, which presents an excellent pre-owned value, in my opinion. Buying them new, you're going to take a huge hit on this watch. This is probably the watch that you don't want to buy brand new, unless you're getting a steep discount somehow from an authorized dealer, which is very difficult to do. The person who bought this watch in Canada, actually had to wait 6 months for it to come in because there's such... it is the flagship, most popular, #1 Blancpain watch. It is their most popular dive watch, the 50 Fathoms. Blancpain is a company, they made the first dive watch ever, which is very interesting. Arguably, I mean, there was a bunch of companies that were all, Rolex and a couple other companies that were in the race there back in the day for the first dive watch. But people say Blancpain made the first diver ever. Very, very sturdy watch. The bezel feel on this watch is so precise and sturdy. The timing is excellent. You're getting this very interesting fully loomed bezel it's a sapphire capped bezel. Very interesting vintage look. The bezel has actually got a rounded look on it, as well as the crystal. It just presents it's a very beautiful watch. You're getting some hand finishing on this watch. It's hard to show off the actual quality of the dial on this watch, but it's very high. And overall, this is in my opinion much nicer than a Rolex Submariner for a lot of reasons. The movement in this watch, I believe, is an F. Piguet caliber. But here's the kicker. Blancpain bought F. Piguet, I believe, for the purposes of movements, and I believe F. Piguet is now called Manufacture Blancpain. So, I mean, it's technically an in-house movement because Blancpain owns F. Piguet, as far as I know. And, yeah, but I mean, F. Piguet did make the movement originally, but Blancpain owns F. Piguet. They're called Manufacture Blancpain now, so by technicality, I guess you can say it's a Blancpain in-house movement on this guy. Overall, what's my pick for best value? I'm going to say the Seiko. If you're buying brand new, that's probably the best one to go with. You're not going to lose any money if you get a decent deal brand new. You're going to buy it for $500. You're going to sell it for $500. If you're on a vacation or if you want to go to a Seiko dealer and buy something like this, you're never going to lose a penny on it. Great watch, keeps great time. Fun to wear. You can take it swimming. You can do whatever you want with this thing, and you'll never have to worry about losing money. This Oris, this is my pick for pre-owned. You can get one of these prior to the 2017 update for around $1,000. Beautiful, extremely robust bracelet. It feels like a tank. It feels like a tank on your wrist. $1,000. I can't believe how cheap these guys are. It's insane to me, and the look is just so classic. It's such a classic look for a diver. They just look great. I mean, so Blancpain, here we go. We'll skip the Omega. We'll go back to that. I just happened to pick this one up next. This is also a great pre-owned value. Something I wouldn't buy. I wouldn't buy brand new. This is the watch you want to get if you want something nice. You want an amazing diver on your wrist. Feels very high quality, and you don't want a Rolex Submariner. Same price as a Rolex Submariner. This is twice the watch as a Rolex Submariner, in my opinion. Build quality, the way it feels, the history. I mean, it's such an amazing watch. You're going to pay $12 grand for this pre-owned in mint condition. And the Rolex Submariner these days, you're going to pay about the same. It's crazy, the prices of the Rolexes these days. Last but not least, we have the Omega. If you want a cool movement, if you want an excellent in-house movement, the newest of the new from Omega, the newest technology Omega has for a great price, I would go with the Omega, I think. But, I mean, they're all different price points, all different reasons to get each individual watch. And I just happen to have 4 different divers at 4 different price points in my collection at the same time. And I just wanted to make a little video and hopefully, it inspires someone to make their next decision for their next watch. Cool. Have a nice weekend, guys.